Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Yep. How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan, and this is Ade, and welcome back to the 100th edition of Box Talk. Everyone, it's our 100th edition of Box Talk. I don't like pound for pound list. Ade is not a big fan of pound for pound list, but people said, do we have a pound for pound list? So we're going to give you what we think is the best top fighters in the sport today. Some might find it controversial, some not. But, you know, pound for pound, it's just opinions. It doesn't really mean anything. But to you, to people out there, it means a lot. So let's break it down, Ade. Who we got at number 10?
Number 10, we have Nonito Donaire, the Flash himself. Look, before this guy got beat by Redondo, Bob Arum was saying we have the new Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And many believed him. I mean, I think he was like 9 or 10 years unbeaten. Yeah. He was going through the weights. He was knocking people out. He wasn't just going through the... This is the difference. He wasn't going just through the weights and winning by points decisions. He was going through the weight and knocking people out.
Similar to Pacquiao's uprising.
Exactly similar to Pacquiao's rising. And because everyone thought he had the height on him, he could have gone all the way. Yeah. He got stopped by Redondo. Yeah. When I say stopped, I don't mean stopped. He got stopped in terms of that kind of superstardom got stopped. But nonetheless, you can't take away from the fact that this guy got beat early in his career and he went on a tear for nearly 9-10 years and then got stopped by most people's pound for pound number 3, number 4. Yeah. No shame in there at all.
See, what I don't get with people with pound for pound list, and this is why it's so subjective, is that people had Donaire as high as number 3. I even saw a couple of people independently had him as high as number 2 at the time when Flair was inactive and it's back and forth. But as soon as he lost, they kicked him right off the list from number 2, number 3 to off the list. He lost to a fellow pound for pound entrant. Yeah. And to me, if you lose to someone within the top pound for pound echelon, i.e. top 10, top 15, you should get credit for 1, taking the fight, and 2, you shouldn't really be hurt if your fight is competitive. Let's not forget that Donaire did knock down Rigo.
He did late, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got the 9th or 10th round. And he lost a competitive but fair decision.
Well, let's be honest, it's the best performance against Redondo, or the most active performance against Redondo for a long time. Yeah. Redondo's run rings around everyone. So that's saying something.
So as far as I'm concerned, he should be in the pound for pound list. And I think he made number 10.
Okay, number 9 is?
Number 9 is Juan Marquez. Marquez is one of those guys, whereas everyone's going to say he knocked out Pacquiao. But it's also a part of what has he done recently, as much as what has he done since and before he knocked out Pacquiao.
What have you done lately?
As good as Marquez is, technically brilliant, he's skillful, his style has changed in recent years from more of a slugger, boxer, puncher, more than a boxer. Also, his competition post-Pacquiao knockout hasn't been, I wouldn't say the best, but it's been lukewarm.
Yeah, let's be honest, there was 2 names in there, and I can't remember the names, and that says a lot. Yeah. In between the Pacquiao, Bradley, and
Ramos.
And there was Ramos, and there was someone else. I cannot even remember. And that's the reason he doesn't squeak higher. A lot of people will probably, comment and say, Marquez should be higher. He knocked out Superman. Almost similar to what Tarver did with Roy Jones. There's something similar about that. But it's just a level of competition in between those 2 performances. And let's not forget, he got beat by Bradley as well. Yeah. That's why Marquez is number 9 for me.
Most of the pound for pounders on this list fought fellow pound for pounders or fought fellow champions within their fights. Whereas Marquez didn't. Yeah. He fought 2 guys that are not really ranked in any official rankings. Lost one to Bradley, which is a pound for pounder, so no shame there. But those 2 hurt him overall, I reckon.
I think he would be maybe 1 or 2 places higher if Alvarado win was swapped to a Provodnikov win, for example. Yeah. The champion. That Alvarado win doesn't hold as much weight for me. Look, it's still a great win. That's why he's number 9. Number 8.
Number 8. We go over to Britain. We go to Froch. Froch, he doesn't have the technical skills or refined skills of some people in the pound for pound list, but what he has, most others don't have. Yeah. He's got the heart, the tenacity, the will to win, and the desire to fight any opponent known to man. I mean, since Froch had his coming out party
against Jean-Pascal.
Against Pascal, when was that? 5 years ago?
I think even
5 years ago.
Going, I think.
Maybe 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He has not fought anyone ranked outside of the top 10 except for Yusuf Mack.
And Yusuf Mack ain't no joke either.
At the time he fought Yusuf Mack only lost to world title contenders, i.e. Glenn Johnson, and the likes of other world champions, basically. So even though he wasn't a champion, he was a guy that always fought for titles and lost to champions.
Yeah. Look, let's look. People might say, "Oh, Carl Froch." And this is no joke. There's probably no one, and I mean that, on this whole top 10 that has consistently fought their top guys in their division. There's no one probably in this top 10 since he turned over against Pascal. We saw Pascal done a light heavyweight now. There's no one that's literally fought everyone. Everyone's been a tough fight. He's only lost to Ward. Oh yes, for Kester, but he revenged it. He only lost to Ward. There's no shame in that. You'll see Ward's name higher up in this list a bit later. He's only lost to Ward, and that's why, to me, Carl Froch is number 8. Yeah. Number 7.
Number 7 is my boy, my uncle. We call him the Godfather of boxing. Doug Fisher calls him the Immortal Bernard Hopkins.
He's got so many names now.
He's got so many names. The Alien, the Executioner. Hopkins, personally, my favourite active fighter. One of my top 3 or 4 fighters of all time. I don't want to talk about Hopkins because he's done it all, he said it all, he's never ducked no one. Like you said, people who don't duck fighters with Carl Froch, take out Kirill Murat, who was a mandatory, and take out Lambrado Andrade's brother, Enrique Ornelas. Hopkins has fought every title contender, every marquee name in the division for over 20 years. Enough said, really. He's beaten up younger guys in their 20s and 30s, undefeated title holders, former title holders, taking belts, unifying, 49 years old. I mean,
yeah.
I don't say one thing. I don't think there is a better boxing mind over in boxing between Hopkins and Mayweather.
Look, let's look at it really and truly, and he should be pound for pound number 1. And that. Honestly, guys might comment on me, Addy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Think of your favorite boxer, people. All right, take Mayweather for example. Mayweather was 37 years old, going to be 38 soon. Hopkins is 49. Do you, as good as Mayweather is, think about this, do you think Mayweather could be beating up the legit contenders in his division in 12 years' time? They're saying Mayweather's slowing down now. Hopkins is 49 years old. We're British. Hopkins is older than Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, and I remember them just before my colour TV was black and white. That's how old Hopkins is. He should not even be fighting. Before we move on with Hopkins, very, very quickly, Stevenson's the number 1 in the division by most people's reckoning. Stevenson had a lukewarm performance against Fonfara. Immediately after that performance, Hopkins has become favourite to beat Stevenson. That's how good Hopkins is. Number 6.
Number 6 is
Timothy Bradley, Mr. Desert Storm.
Timothy Bradley, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley. What separates Timothy Bradley on this list from the likes of Marquez, whereas, you know, they had that type of round robin tournament between Pacquiao, Marquez and Bradley, is that in between his win controversy over Pacquiao, he actually beat Marquez. He beat Provodnikov.
Yeah.
And then he won the rematch. Then he lost the rematch with Pacquiao, who, again, is on this list. That was what separated Pacquiao, Bradley and Marquez. It was a level competition in between. The competition was not as much as Marquez's, but it was against 2 legitimate guys and Marquez. You can't fault that. Bradley, 2-weight world champion, was undefeated up to a few months ago. Again, goes through and fights anyone, doesn't duck no one. Admirable fighter. I mean, take nothing away from him. I can't say nothing about the dude.
Look, he cleaned up at 140. People are going to say he ducked MMA, can't. Not really, but look, there's a lot of politics that are going on behind in boxing why they didn't fight. Look, before that, Kendall Holt. Before that, Lamont Peterson. Before that, Devon Alexandra. Moved up in weight. Unbeaten. At a time when no one really wanted Provodnikov. Provodnikov was that machine no one wanted. He took it. It was a tough fight, but he got the job done still. Pacquiao fight, controversial.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, they gave him the decision. Look, I don't think he won it, but regardless, he was that person at the time when Pacquiao was running through people. He was the person who almost put the skids on it a bit. Pacquiao wasn't really his best in that fight. Regardless, he's the person who put the skids on it. Beat Marquez pretty convincingly, really. People had a split decision, but he kind of beat Marquez as well. And then he lost to Pacquiao. No shame. He has lost only once, and his resume so far is starting to get really, really stacked.
See, you have people on the list where people say something like Kendall Holt. Kendall Holt's a world champion, boxer, puncher, could do it all, but he doesn't get the credit because Kendall Holt is not like a marquee name. But believe me, anyone, Kendall Holt is a beast. You don't want to pick a fight with Kendall Holt at the time, and Bradley did.
Okay, moving on. Number 5.
Number 5, we got Manny Pacquiao.
How dare you just introduce him like that? Manny Pacquiao. We're talking an 8-weight world champion. And people always say about the lower weight, it's easy because 118 to 122 to 1. It's 8 weights regardless. This guy, for 3 or 4 years, I think was probably, in the history of boxing, you look back, he's probably one of the most avoided or no one really wanted it. No one wanted a fight with Pacquiao. He hurt my guy Cotto, didn't want it after round 6 or 7. Shane Mosley went down for the first time in years. Let's be honest, didn't really want to get back up.
And then done this.
And then
every
round.
I mean, yeah.
It's hard to believe that this guy started at a weight that was, baby basically, and then took on a giant called Margarita.
Yeah.
Everyone might say Margarita's a bit slow-footed. Yes, Pacquiao's had this block.
Yeah.
Controversial, as you might say, but he's come back after that knockout.
And like I said before in the video, he lost to a fellow pound for pounder. I mean, at the time of the stoppage, Pacquiao was winning the fight, was handling it to Marquez quite handily, and you know what we say in boxing, he got caught.
Everyone's got that person that causes them problems.
Yeah.
Marquez is the Pacquiao is that. Yeah. Marquez is that person for Pacquiao. Yeah. There's no shame.
Yeah, everyone talks
Marquez
about
Hall of Famer.
Everyone said Ali's the best heavyweight of all time. But yeah, everyone forgets that Ken Norton was like his boogeyman. And I'm trying to say, I just could never deal with the style of a Ken Norton. Same thing with Pacquiao and Marquez. They could fight 500 times and there always be 500 close, controversial, split decisions. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I think the fact that Pacquiao is even still around and giving us good fights is testament to his attitude. This guy was literally neck and neck with Floyd Mayweather as the pound for pound for like the last 5 years. So the fact he's still number 5 after getting knocked out says how good he is. Number 4.
Number 4, you want an interjection? Standing at 6'6", 243 pounds. Dr. Steelhammer! Vladimir Klitschko!
Calm down.
Was that better?
It's a bit much.
Nah.
Bit much.
I'm not a bad Michael Buffer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vladimir Klitschko. People don't like him. They say he's boring. His style is not nice to watch, not pleasing. But we've actually got a dominant, unified, long-term heavyweight champion that no one could crack an inch with no more. Everyone says he's got a dodgy chin. Everyone says you can knock him out. Go try it. That's my question to you out there.
It's pretty much like that.
Go try it.
It's funny. Vitaly Klitschko retired. Everyone thinks Vladimir's on the way out. And all of a sudden, the heavyweight division is getting good now. Because the 2 most dominant people are starting to kind of say, okay, we'll leave it. He is frightening. Look, you only can beat sometimes what's put in front of you. People might say, you're not fighting right. You can only beat what's put in front of you. And his record speaks for itself. He is the second longest reigning heavyweight champion of all time. That says a lot.
The thing about Vladimir, again, just look at it technically. Besides the hugging, which people always say the holding more than, technically, he's beautiful to watch. Great balance, good footwork, solid jab, right hand. Where he does throw the hook, especially the left hook, it's a killer. On the inside, he doesn't like fight on the inside, but when he does fight on the inside, he does get in good uppercuts, technically sharp punches. I mean, that's what pound for pound is all about. You fight smart, you win your fights, you stay on top, and that's what he's done. And we've got all these contenders out there. Like I said, go try and knock him out and let's see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of people have said, okay, Deontay Wilder. A lot of people have mentioned, Bermain Stivane. Really, guys? Really? Vladimir Klitschko? Come on, behave. Number 3.
Guillermo Redondo. I can never ever say his name. Take away the fight with Donaire, this guy makes every fight look so easy.
Yeah.
He makes world-class fighters, top-ranked fighters look like it's nothing. He's so good that his own promoter says his fights are boring because he makes it look too easy. It's not a fight. HBO apparently doesn't want him because a fight with him is not a fight because you cannot land clean shots, really. He outboxes you smartly, technically, and he just roots you 12 rounds. I mean, when you're talking about boxing, ain't that the idea of boxing? Hit and not get hit, dominate and win a fight?
Yeah, look. He's very similar to the top 2 guys. You probably guys know who the top 2 are by now. There's something very similar about these guys that people say their fights are boring. You take the showbiz away from Mayweather, he's always similar to Redondo. Very, as you say, boring in the ring. can't touch him.
Yeah.
He hits, pots, moves away, doesn't throw 1,000 flashy combinations. You know you're that good when every single other contender just below you in your weight division simply doesn't want to fight you, i.e. Quigg, i.e. Frampton, i.e. Kiko Martinez, i.e. Santa Cruz. No one seems to be calling out Regondo. Everyone seems to be going for other belts. That's how good Regondo is.
And this guy has the least amount of fights in the division.
Yeah, won the interim world title after 5 fights. Everyone said he could have won it after 1.
Yeah.
Moving on very quickly. Number 2.
Andre Ward. The guy is the most inactive guy in the world in boxing. And in all honesty, me and Ali did talk about where we should rank him because he has been inactive. But his record and his skills speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Coming to a Super 6, he was mostly the bottom 2 to win the tournament. He came out and dominated everyone he fought and won the tournament convincingly. In his first fight, beat the favourite, Mikko Kessler, who was my favourite to win the tournament and really upset me. So Andre Ward ain't happy with you. I lost some money on that one.
Look, Andre Ward is simply that good. I mentioned Regondo in terms of no one really wants to fight him at his weight class. The gap, and I like Carl Froch a lot. The gap between Carl Froch and Andre Ward, and Carl Froch is number 8 in the list, by the way. The gap between him and Andre Ward is gigantic. Hence why, really and truly, Carl Froch hasn't asked for that rematch yet. And Carl Froch, we know him as a warrior. Andre Ward is that good. Could his inactivity cause him problems? Probably, but he's that good. Very quickly, time's going. Ding, 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 ding,
Last
ding,
one,
ding.
we all know who it is. It's the money man, Floyd Mayweather. Do I need to say anything at all to explain why he's number 1 pound for pound in the world? He has his critics, yes he does. He has people that don't give him his credit. So, I like the dude. I think he's a great fighter. I don't think it's TBE, but he's guaranteed the best fighter in boxing right now.
Yeah, look, simply look, 49-0. 48 people, obviously because of the rematch with Castillo, have tried, and 48 people have failed. Look, people might say, oh, he's picking his fights, he's choosing his fighting. Look at every single person you can think of who's a great, and they've all seemed to come up stump against someone they shouldn't have. Muhammad Ali, Cooper, Tyson, Buster Douglas. Anyone can really get caught. This guy doesn't seem to be able to get caught yet. He's 37 against Alvarez, we saw. Against a young, hungry fighter we were told, who's going to give him problems. Absolutely schooled him. Guys, that's our top 10 pound for pound. Look, some of you might not agree. Put your pound for pound list down there if you don't. Notable mention for a couple of people that missed out very quickly.
Oh, who did miss out? Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia, close.
Danny Garcia was literally fighting with number 10 for Donaire. Yeah. We had
Donald Stevenson was
close. Ade likes what he done for me lately. I don't think Stevenson's ready yet for the list, but he's definitely a contender. Who else did we miss?
We missed Gonzalez.
Yeah.
A lot of Gonzalez, I think he's a strawweight, but a lot because of stuff's really in Mexico. Yeah. Very similar to Valero.
Mikey Garcia
and Mikey Garcia as well. So those are probably the 4 guys that were really, really close. But look, guys, the video's running, so we're sorry about this. Who do you think's our top 10 pound for pound? I mean, that's our list. Send your list over. If we missed someone out, if you think someone shouldn't be in there, tell us why they shouldn't be in there. But that's our pound for pound list on our 100th video, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in for another special edition of Box Talk.